Today we made an unplanned trip to Portland, Oregon. It's a place that's close to Seattle, so why not? Hi, this is Arthur from the Minute Review Show. If you have a minute, I have an opinion. If you like vast quantities of dim sum, you'll need to watch this video. In fact, there were a few surprise menu items we saw, so watch the entire video. On this quest, we wanted to try an authentic Cantonese dim sum restaurant inside downtown Portland, but the choices were disappointing. In fact, we didn't find any. After looking further out, we found a restaurant that looked bigger and more updated than any other. We visited HK Cafe. The dining room was impressively decorated with plenty of seating for the guests. I especially like their large windows. Come join me today and check out many of their dim sum plates, and at the end of the video, I'll review to you my star of the show. Let's get this thing going. Hi, this is Arthur from the Minute Review Show, and today I am in Portland, Oregon. And we only have time for one dim sum restaurant in Portland. There were about 2 or 3 that I was considering, but I chose this one because I did some research and it appears that most of the people say this restaurant is one of the best. What I'm going to do here is that I'm going to try a whole host of dim sum and let you know what it's like in Portland. We ordered the hagao. The hagao comes in a dish of 4. They're actually pretty big. They look like they're about 1.5 inches to almost 2 inches wide. So I would say this is oversized. I'm going to cut one open for you and show you what they look like. And my gosh, look at this. That looks like 2 shrimps stacked on top of each other. So we're going to give this a try. This looks really good. It's nice and warm. The first item that I'm going to try is the hagao. Now this is the hagao. This is definitely an oversized hagao. Let's try this. This is nice and big. And what I have to say about this hagao is that although it is big, it is seasoned properly. That's the most important thing. If it weren't seasoned properly, then it would just be a big dough ball with no flavor. But this is very nice. Another thing that I need to tell you is that the shrimp is not totally minced. You actually get about 1.5 to 2 whole shrimp in here. So this is pretty good. The skin over here is not the thinnest, but it's perfectly okay. More of the old style type. Whenever I say old style type dim sum always have thicker skins. That's the way it is for American Chinese type of food. So this is a thicker skin. I was wondering, do you like the thicker skins on old style Chinese dim sum? If you do, just write it down in the comments. Let me know if you like the old style. It was really funny when I sat down at the table right when I got here. They sensed that I spoke Chinese because I think my Cantonese is laced with Chinese sounds. I struck up a conversation with all the servers. There were like 3 or 4 people that I was talking to, and they asked me, "Oh, where is your mother and father's village?" And I told them where it was, and they knew exactly what I was talking about. So it was really nice to be able to speak Chinese. The funny thing was that I felt that I haven't been able to speak a lot of Chinese ever since my father had passed away over a decade ago. So it was kind of nice being able to speak Chinese after such a long time. I also amazed myself in the amount of Chinese that I did remember. So yeah, this is a really good place. They understood my Cantonese, my subpar Cantonese, and they totally understood my Chinese. That's great. The next dish that we ordered is the dumplings, which is the beef rice roll. Now, this is really nice. Look at this. This is 3 layers of rice roll. We already ate half of one, but if you take a look at the skin is actually pretty thick. It's very old school looking. Look how thick that skin is. That doesn't mean that it's not bad. It's just the old way of making these. So let me break this open and take a look. From what it seems, this beef in here is actually minced, is not a very fine mince. This is going to be very interesting. I'm totally expecting old school flavors in here, and I can't wait to try it. The next dim sum I'm going to try is the beef chung fun, or the beef rice roll. And this is what it looks like. Whenever I see beef rice roll or any rice roll made this way, this is very old school. I wanted to let you know that the personnel, the people who work here, are Chinese, they told me when I first walked in, and after I had that conversation with them. So it doesn't surprise me that the chung fun looks like this. So it's not the thin, delicate rice roll skin, but this is the old way of making it, and let's try this. But before I start, this is the kind of chung fun that I had with my father like 50 years ago. This is incredible. Let's try it. Yeah. The skin has that doughy consistency. There's nothing delicate about it. It's hit me in the face type of starch. It's nice and hefty. And that soy sauce, not too sweet. It's just the right amount of saltiness and sweetness. I would say more to the salty side. And the mince of the beef, look at that. That is very, very traditional. When you eat that, it's a very mild flavor. And in fact, I even taste a little bit of the orange peel in there. It's very light, but I think it's there. So yes, this is a very, very old-fashioned way of making it. But you know what? We need to keep those recipes because, you know, everything is so refined, very simplified, but there's some layers of flavor in this beef rice roll that you don't get in many places in America these days, because those places are dying out, but this place still does it this way. Good for them. The next dish that we ordered is the wugao. This is the taro dumpling. The taro dumplings, these are nice and big. Look at this. These are stuffed with taro, about 2.5 inches, 3 inches wide. Look how wide they are. This has the old Thai Chinese type of folding on top. They pinch the top, and look at these little pleats on the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it open and let you see what's on the inside. So let's break this open. And oh my gosh, when I break this open, I see that there's a ton of taro. Look at these little squares. They're all taro. There appears to be other things in here. It might be meat. I don't know for sure. There might be some root vegetables in here, but this is very dense looking, and it looks to be dominated by the taro. So I can't wait to try it. The next item I'm going to try is the wugao, and this is what it looks like. Just take a look at this. This is something that we have in New York City. Amazing thing about this is that this is really heavy. I'm lifting it with my chopstick and this feels like 4 ounces of food. So I'm not sure if I can eat the whole thing, but I'm going to give it a try. So here goes. Okay. In my introduction, I was wondering, is there anything else other than taro in this dumpling? And the answer is yes. There's minced and spiced pork in here, but it's a very finely minced pork. I have to say that I think they put too much taro in here. It's really, really dense. I mean, if you were just eating this one dim sum, you would be full, no question about it. So one dim sum is enough to fill you up. However, I must compliment their skin. They make the skin the right way. Look at this jiggle. I'm shaking it. So the jiggle indicates that there's a nice amount of tapioca starch in this skin. It's nice and chewy, so pleasant. In summary, the skin is great. The filling is really tasty. Lots of flavor in there with the spices, but the taro, the amount of taro is just a bit too much. I would have preferred maybe a little more root vegetables in there to balance it out, but overall, not so bad. The next item I ordered is the junjigai. Now, this junjigai is like double the size of what you get in New York. The original order had 2 of them in here. Let's open up the lotus leaf and take a look at this beauty. This is nice and hot and heavy. This weighs, wow, it feels like maybe 1/3 pound of sticky rice. And there's the filling in here. Let's break this open a little bit and take a look at what's inside. And yeah, this particular stuff on the inside isn't too saucy. And you have the lapchung, you have the minced meat with a little bit of the gravy in there. And this particular rice is nice and well done, looks nice and sticky. So yeah, I would say that the dominant aspect of this, of the sticky rice, is the sticky rice. We'll try it very soon. The next item that I'm going to try is the junjigai. This absolutely looks really well done. I just love the way that the sticky rice bounces around. So let's try this. Perfect texture on that rice. Very good, very well done. Let's try a piece with the sauce, with the minced meat. The minced meat turned out to be moist with an adequate amount of gravy added. Overall, the sticky rice and lotus leaf was an above average dish. The item we ordered is the pork ribs with pepper, with black pepper. Now this is something that's really interesting. Back in New York or back on the East Coast, you normally would get this with white pepper, but this is black pepper. And look at the nice black color on this. It is very interesting. The plate is standard size, I would say about 3.5 inches wide. Yeah, I can't wait to try this because this is definitely something that is different. The next item I'm trying is the black pepper spare ribs. Now, normally this is made with white pepper and maybe with some taro on the bottom of that plate. That's the way it is back home in New York City, but this is how they make it at this restaurant at HK Cafe. Let's try this. Wow, excellent. There's strong black pepper flavor with soy sauce in that. There's plenty of starch in there. Not too thick, but some starch to thicken the sauce around the spare ribs. It's absolutely delicious. I love it. In fact, I would say that the black pepper flavor and the soy is much stronger than any of the spare ribs that we get back in New York. So this is actually really, really good. It's very different. I really enjoy that. We ordered the sinjokyun, or the tofu skin wrapped dumpling. So actually this isn't dumpling, it's a roll. So let's take a look at the filling. It could be done in many ways. Let's see how they do it here. Okay. Over here, the stuff that's inside this roll is basically a combination of vegetables and some pork. It looks like it's pretty good. There's a good balance between the meat and also the vegetables. And this is nice and hot. Left to right, I would say about 3 inches in length. So yeah, we're gonna give this a try. Looks pretty good. The next item I'm going to try is the dumpling wrapped in a tofu skin. Now this is called sinjokyun. Let's give this a try, see how it is. This is delicious. The reason why I say that is because it's almost a 50-50 balance of vegetables and meat. You can taste the minced pork in here. It's not a fine mince. I wouldn't say it's 50-50. I would say it's more like 60-40 in favor of meat. So this is a very meaty tofu skin roll. It's really nice. I like the balanced flavors. For some reason, when I chew this, even the meat seems crunchy. There's a texture to it that's really pleasant. This is a very good version of sinjokyun and can go up against anything back in the East Coast. We ordered the goktasubao, which is the baked tasubao. This dim sum order comes in an order of 3. As you can see, there's a glaze on top of it. Now, this is something that you don't really see in New York City, but it seems like in the West Coast, they put a lot of sticky glaze on it. See, you can actually feel it. You see that? It's on my finger. Let's take a look. It's nice and brown on top, nice and brown on the bottom. And let's break it open. And here we go. So the tasubao looks like there's plenty of gravy and meat inside. It's a very light color. It seems well balanced, so it doesn't seem too dry. The bun itself is very fluffy. That seems to be the pattern out here. In the West Coast, the buns seem to be fluffier. We're gonna give this a try and let you know how these stack up to the ones in New York. Next item I'm going to try is the good old standard tasubao. Tasubao, baked pork bun. Now this is what it looks like. Now this is a dim sum portion. We're not talking about those large types of tasubao. I have to mention that these types of tasubao in the West Coast, for some reason, always has this shiny and sticky. It's getting my fingers very sticky. This honey glaze on it. So that takes a little getting used to because I'm from New York City. So let's try this. Okay. Wow. I have these in Seattle and Vancouver on this trip, and they're pretty much standard. The bun is nice and fluffy, but for some reason, this particular filling is a bit more sweet than the other types of fillings that I've had in the other two cities. I think the amount of liquid and also the juiciness and the amount of meat is perfect in relation to the bun, but it's just a little too sweet. It could dial it down a little less. That's definitely in the gravy. I'm not talking about the honey glaze. So yes, this is good, but could be a little less sweet. The next item that we ordered is the hako. The hako is basically a shrimp ball that's actually deep fried with some kind of noodle. So this looks like a wonton skin, but it is a little thinner, so it might be noodles. But they're actually pretty big. They're about 2 inches wide. Let's break it open. And as you can see, it's a mixture of fat and also some shrimp. These are nice and hot, very crispy. There's 3 to an order. I will give this a try very soon. The next item I'm going to try is the hako. The reason why I love hako or hayun is because it just reminds me of childhood. There are only a few places in New York City or in the suburbs that serves something like this. What I have to do is that whenever I see the hako or the hayun, I always order it because it reminds me of childhood. There used to be a place called Hapshing in New York's Chinatown that served something like this. Not with the same type of crunch on the outside, but it's similar in terms of the inside. So if you look at the inside, that's what it looks like. Let's give this a try. Just as I expected. This is nice and bouncy. Look at that. Nice bouncy texture. That's the way it should be. And this is the same as any hayun that you would get at any other dim sum Cantonese restaurant. That is an A+ dish. I'm not used to eating this dish with that fried noodle on the outside, but actually it adds a lot to that dish. The shrimp meat is flavored perfectly. Love that white pepper, salt. What puts this over the top is that nice crunchy shell. I really love that. That you must order. The next item we ordered is the coconut and mango jelly. Now this is really cute. They look like 3 little pigs, and there's also some what appears to be some sweetened condensed milk that's put on the bottom. I don't know if this is evaporated milk or sweetened condensed milk, but we're gonna try that and let you know what it's like. We ordered a lot of food today, and we have finally arrived at dessert, and this is what it looks like. This dessert is the coconut and mango jelly, and these are really cute. We cut this in half. The latter end or the back part of this is mango, and the front part is the pig head. So we have a complete pig here. I didn't do this. It's the people who came here with me. They're the ones who did it. So let's try this. Let's try the mango or the posterior. Let's try it. That mango is nice, thick, jelly consistency. And it has a lot of milk that's actually integrated into that jelly. So I really like that. Take a close look. Looks very milky, right? It's lightly sweet. I would say probably a 6 out of 10. What I thought was the sweetened condensed milk is not really sweetened condensed milk. I think it's just sweetened evaporated milk because it's not super sweet. So yeah, good job on the mango. Let's try the coconut. Here's the coconut. Here's the pig face. Sorry I have to do this. Let's try this. There you go. Same thick consistency for the jelly. A deep, rich coconut flavor. Really nice. Okay. So all in all, that particular dish is really good. What I liked about it was that it was a dense jelly and the flavors were concentrated. There was a lot of coconut milk in that coconut pig, and there was some milk in that mango, but both were dense and substantial. It's a very satisfying dessert. Yeah, this is good. Okay, this is amazing. They have bak tong go in Oregon. That's incredible. You know, you just witnessed bak tong go in a Chinese dim sum restaurant. You don't have that in New York City. Now that is amazing. This is why we travel. We found some fried crullers at this dim sum restaurant. Look at their size. And now's the time for your favorite part of the show. Ta-da! The star of the show. And today, the star of the show is something that I can't get in New York City. Of course, it's going to be a bit biased because when things are unique, that's probably going to be the star of the show. So what is that unique thing that they have here that they don't have in New York or in the East Coast? That is the black pepper spare ribs. The steamed black pepper spare ribs is something that you hardly ever see in the East Coast. That particular flavor was really nice. Even though I rarely have it, it's familiar. The black pepper is nice and strong. The gravy is just enough to coat the beautiful tasting morsels of spare rib. And the pieces of spare rib were nice and tender. So that's something that I find a novelty in the East Coast. So therefore, that black pepper spare rib dish is my star of the show. If you come here, get that one. This video wraps up our trip to the Pacific Northwest. We've been to Seattle, to Vancouver, and we've been to Portland, albeit a very short amount of time. And what I can say about this trip and the restaurants that we visited is that the art of Cantonese dim sum is still alive in the West Coast, particularly in the Pacific Northwest. I wasn't expecting much, but at the same time, I was expecting much because the Chinese communities here are, I would say, much older than the ones back in the East. So for me, there should be some retention of the old types of Chinese food. And I have to say, I did find that. I was really happy. Today we were at HK Cafe, which is in Portland. And yeah, I mean, the moment I stepped in, the people heard the way that I spoke, and we said that, oh, you know, do you know this place in Taishan? Yada, yada. And it was great. I mean, I spoke a lot of Taiwanese today, and that just assured me that there is that culture that's constantly moving forward. More importantly, that's being preserved. So the food that I had today at HK Cafe is excellent. They have some really unique items, as I had shown you throughout this video. If you're ever in the Pacific Northwest, it's a good idea to try these types of restaurants. Specifically, if you're in Portland, come to HK Cafe. This is only one of a few large dim sum restaurants left in the area. So yeah, come try it and you won't regret it. Thanks for watching the Minute Review Show. If you enjoyed the Minute Review Show, please subscribe and also click the notification button on my channel. Also, if you would like to support the channel financially, please buy me a coffee. The link is right over here. And I will see you very soon in my next video. Thank you. The final bill is $64.65 before tip.